plane carrying a rugby team, their friends and family, crashes into the heart of the Andes. 45 human souls venture into the mountains, but only 16 will ever exit alive. What occurred over those 72 days would shock the world forever. October 12th, 1972, Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 takes off from Montevideo, Uruguay. On board, 45 people, the old Christians rugby team, their families, friends, and crew. Laughter resonates in the cabin. Some are playing cards, others enthusiastically planning their next game in Chile. But weather patterns force a delay overnight in Mendoza, Argentina. The next day, October 13th, they take off again. A short flight that could have taken only a few hours. None of them know. It will be the longest journey of their lives. The plane journeys into the Andes, one of the most dangerous mountain chains in the world. Approximately 7,000 kilometers long, the Andes rise like a wall between Chile and Argentina. Peaks capped with snow reach more than 20,000 feet. Storms sweep through in a flash, and glaciers cut like knives through the valleys below. For centuries, explorers called the Andes the Mountains of Death. And now, Flight 571 flies directly into their midst. As the aircraft crosses the mountains, stormy clouds envelop the sky. The pilots believe they are already past the top peaks and begin to descend. They are wrong. From the clouds, a ridge suddenly materializes before them. The pilots pull with everything they have. Too late. The tail of the plane is cut off. Wings are chopped away. Passengers scream as the fuselage bursts open, and then crash. The broken pieces of Flight 571 crash into a glacier at nearly 300 kilometers per hour. 12 die immediately. The rest wake up in hell all around them. Endless snow, buried up to the waist fuselage, is their only sanctuary. At 12,000 feet, oxygen is limited. Cold is merciless. Food is almost nothing. Some chocolate bars, a bottle of wine, and pieces of suitcases. In a matter of days, everything's gone. At night, they hold on to each other, hoping that the fuselage will retain the body heat. But still, the temperature drops to minus 30 degrees Celsius. They spend their days scanning the skies for rescue aircraft. But what they do not know is appalling. The search has already been given up. Hunger sets in. Foodless days turn into days. Their lips become chapped. Their bodies weaken. And then the decision no human should ever have to make. In order to live, they are forced to consume the dead bodies. At first, the idea is unthinkable. Some pray for another choice. But when starvation begins, the survivors choose life. Consumption of the flesh of their friends, not out of cruelty, but out of love. It is the most human and most inhuman choice they will ever have. Just as hope begins to fade, the mountain strikes again. On day 17, an avalanche crashes into the fuselage. 8 more die in an instant. The rest dig barehanded, coughing, screaming. There are just 19, but in spite of this death world of ice, living, wanting remains. 2 men, Roberto Canisa and Nando Parado, will not give up. They know salvation will not reach them. They have to go out to get it. With seat covers for boots, sleeping bag insulation, and scraps of metal as tools, they prepare for their desperate journey. And then, one day, they crawl out of the wreckage and begin to climb. 10 days in the Andes. 10 days of blizzards, frozen streams, and mountains higher than they have ever imagined. They are battered, hungry, and weakened, but still they walk. On the 10th day, they see him, a shepherd, on the far side of a river, a human face. After 72 days of nothing but snow and bodies, the shepherd sets off to get help. Then, helicopters arrive, and the world learns of the impossible truth. 16 people have been rescued from the killing mountains. They are flown away, emaciated, frostbitten, eyes hollow from suffering. When the news of cannibalism hits, the world gasps in shock. But when people learn the full story, shock subsides into awe. It was not survival of the selfish. It was survival of love. They honored the dead by living. Flight 571 is one of the greatest survival stories in the history of humanity. It asks the toughest questions. What will you do to survive? How much will you do for your friends? 45 lives entered the Andes. 16 emerged alive. And their story reminds us that the human spirit for survival knows no limits. This is the story of Flight 571, the blackest tragedy and the greatest miracle of survival. Would you have done the same thing? Comment below what you think, and don't forget to subscribe for more mysteries that the world will never forget.